Not too many people can upstage the unstoppable Steph Curry, but Prince just might be one of them. The artist strutted to his courtside seat Thursday night to see the Warriors play the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I haven't given you enough time to freak out yet. You may do so now.
Apparently, the icon is a fan of Steph Curry. The San Francisco Chronicle reported that during Prince's last concert in Oakland, the singer talked about Curry while on stage. Curry and the Golden State Warriors gave the star a welcome suitable for a Prince and a W for the books. The team may now consider the purple one a good luck charm, since Thursday's 121-106 victory was the 44th straight home win for the Dubs.
That much?
Tying the all-time longest home winning streak in league history.
Game.
About a half a pound when she was born, and now 52 days later she weighs almost 7 pounds.
A young buck ball player is taking aim at the game of baseball's outdated ways. Right fielder for the Washington Nationals, Bryce Harper, is the reigning National League MVP. In an interview with ESPN magazine, Harper says baseball is tired. Not literally, that's young people speak for boring. Harper argues compared to sports like football and basketball, baseball is much more straight-laced. Celebrating is an unspoken no-no and can get a player pelted by a fastball. The 23-year-old says he wants to be free to bring fun and flair. And yes, he uses the word flair. Last year, the Wall Street Journal reported youth baseball participation is at an all-time low. Harper thinks it's because of the old-school unwritten rules. He told ESPN, quote, "You want kids to play the game, right? What are kids playing these days? Football, basketball? Look at those players. Steph Curry, LeBron James. It's exciting to see those players in those sports. Cam Newton, I love the way Cam goes about it. He smiles, he laughs. It's that flair, the dramatic." And apparently other people want to see the flair as well. Harper's name began trending online where pros and average Joes were praising the player's words. So maybe the game of baseball is in for a change. Or maybe my favorite part will always be take me out to the ball game. Guess we'll just have to wait and see.
I've always had the idea in my head to do a behind-the-scenes comedy, behind the scenes of a Spanish soap opera, which is called a telenovela. The character of Ana Sofia was everything I've ever wanted to do in a show. She had physical comedy, she was insecure, she was unapologetic, she was fragile but yet strong. They made her so complex and fun.
Hey, I know you're talking about me. When are you going to learn Spanish? I'm fluent enough.
Yeah, Bob, they're called protective bike lanes. That's because parked cars will now be between moving traffic and cyclists, but not everyone is getting the new system.
The mess here, mud has just literally covered the entire main street, all of the parking lots, driveways, sidewalks. A lot of things happen to a woman's body during the 9 months she carries a baby. And one Massachusetts woman didn't notice a single one. The flight attendant then demanded to see the couple's boarding passes and allegedly shamed the woman for separating the married couple. For HuffPost News, I'm Carly Figueroa. 2015 was another year in the U.S. where shootings and terrorist attacks dominated the headlines. Here are just 12 of the most shocking crimes in the U.S. for 2015.
I can tell you that this scene is probably one of the most horrific scenes I've seen in my 34 years of law enforcement.
In May, a shootout between rival biker gangs killed 9 and wounded several others in Waco, Texas. 106 people were indicted and 480 weapons were confiscated.
It's hard to believe this really happened in real life for these 2 convicted murderers to execute this escape plan.
On June 6th, inmates Richard Matt and David Sweat escaped from the Clinton Correctional Facility. Their escape left law enforcement agents dumbfounded for nearly a month. Matt was confronted and killed by police, and Sweat has since been charged. A woman working inside the prison has also been charged for helping the men escape. Also in June, Dylan Roof entered a predominantly black Charleston church and opened fire during a Wednesday night Bible study. 9 worshipers were killed. Roof was arrested the next morning. He later confessed he'd hoped to start a race war.
In 1998, I weighed over 425 pounds.
In July, federal investigators searched former Subway spokesman Jared Fogel's Indiana home. About a month later, Fogel was found guilty on multiple charges of possession and distribution of child pornography, as well as traveling across state lines for commercial sex with a minor. He was sentenced to over 15 years in prison. Also in July, a gunman killed 4 Marines and a naval sailor when he sprayed a recruitment center and a U.S. Navy Reserve Center in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Anyone who's seen this will have to be shocked by it.
In August, Virginia reporter Allison Parker and cameraman Adam Ward were gunned down on live television. The alleged gunman, a former reporter at the station, later died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. In October, a gunman targeting Christians opened fire at an Oregon community college. 9 people were killed, ranging in age from 18 to 67. The 26-year-old shooter took his own life at the scene.
The Chicago cop who shot a black teenager 16 times is free on bond tonight.
Also in November, Chicago police released this video of Officer Jason Van Dyke shooting 17-year-old Laquan McDonald 16 times while the teen walked away. The officer now faces a first-degree murder charge, and the entire Chicago Police Department is under investigation. On November 27th, a gunman entered a Colorado Springs Planned Parenthood clinic and opened fire. 3 were killed, including a police officer, and 12 were wounded. The gunman was arrested and faces 179 felony charges.
I heard shots fired.
On December 2nd, a husband and wife opened fire at the Inland Regional Center in San Bernardino, California. 14 were killed and at least 22 injured. According to the investigators, the attack was ISIS-inspired.